Hello. So today I wanted to talk about stress. And so since I have POTS, and that means that my body stresses itself out all the freaking time. To give you an example, one day, a couple weeks ago, I saw one tiny little mouse run across my kitchen, okay? One tiny little mouse. And my body saw that, was like, oh my God, that's a threat. We need to do something now. And I started like frantically cleaning my whole kitchen and calling all my family members and being like, problem. Like the alarms were going off in my head. And my brother was like, why are you so antsy? Relax. And I'm like, there's a mouse. And like literally like my blood pressure was like really raised and my heart rate was probably crazy and I felt like crap. And my body gets stuck in these loops of trigger and then warning, and then my heart rate skyrockets, my blood pressure skyrockets, and then I'm suddenly like about to pass out and I'm freaking out over something that you don't need to freak out about. Like, yes, it's a mouse. Obviously you don't want that in your space, in your eating space, in your living space, but it doesn't mean that like everyone's gonna die if you don't do something about it right now. Like, it's okay to calm down and to let other people do it if you're not well enough to do that right now, or if you don't have the time, or you don't have the energy, like, and so I once I finally like was able to connect, oh, I feel like crap, oh, I'm really anxious and stressed and paranoid, and I saw a mouse, and that's when I started feeling like this. I had to sit myself down, ground myself, and tell myself, it's okay. You're safe. It was just a mouse. You are going to be okay. You are safe. We are safe. I had to repeat that over and over until my head was finally like, oh, okay. And then my heart was like, okay, I like this. We'll calm down. And I felt so fatigued after, but I also felt so good because I was finally not in this fight or flight state. And I get stuck in that literally all the friggin' time. And like any little thing my body sees as a threat. And I'm suddenly triggered back into the state. And after a year of dealing with this, I'm starting to be able to recognize when I'm in those states and be able to call myself out of them, really. And it takes a certain level of awareness, really. And I can't do it all the time. Sometimes I just end up passing out, and that I can't get to that point of recognizing I'm stressed, I'm anxious, my heart rate's raised, I'm symptomatic, and be able to calm myself down out of it fast enough. I just pass out, and that inevitably gets me out of the loop. But even someone without POTS, even someone without a chronic illness, stress really does affect your daily life. And so I wanted to share with you guys the tools that I use to help relieve the stress from my body, to help stop stress from entering my body, and to really help myself get out of that stress loop and be able to tell myself, no, we're safe, we're okay. Yes, things need to be done, but it's okay if they're not done in the next seconds. And it's okay if they're not done by you. One thing that I love to do is I love yoga. Really, it's the whole breathing aspect of it. The fact that I can breathe into poses and then breathe out of them is always, it really connects with me. But if yoga is not your thing, or let's say you have EDS and yoga is really not your thing, I would say try to use movement to help combat stress. I also go to physical therapy weekly, and that really helps. I get on the bike, so maybe let's say it's biking, or rowing, or brisk walking is great. You could do some core exercises and maybe try and add in some breathing with those, because seriously, if you add in like sharp exhales with certain core exercises, it gets so difficult. Just getting movement in your body. It can be slow, it can be fast, whatever your body can handle and whatever you think you need in that moment. If for some reason you're not able to exercise in those moments that you're feeling anxious or stressed, or those moments that you feel like you need movement, something that I actually learned to do is I will sit down and I'll close my eyes, or I'll lay down and close my eyes, and I'll just imagine the movements of what I would like to be doing. So let's say I'm imagining myself doing yoga. I feel like crap, I'm not able to practice right now, but I can imagine myself doing it. So I close my eyes and I imagine, okay, I'm gonna go into, let's say, a lunge. So I'm gonna bend down, and then I'm gonna reach my leg front and reach one of my legs back, and I'm going to imagine what it feels like to be in that pose, what muscles I'm having to engage, and what breathing I'm supposed to be using, and to picture yourself like that, and to picture like maybe the images of how your body's moving can help. It won't build muscle, but it can help build the nerve connections from your brain to those legs, or to those muscles, and to those bones. And so it can help for when you are able to do that movement, maybe in the future, or maybe the next day, depending on your situation. It can help you improve those, because you are, in your mind, you are doing that exercise for your body. Yeah, you don't get all of the benefits you would if you were actually doing it, but I think that's a beneficial way for when you really feel like crap and you want to do something but you can't in that moment. And then another thing that I really like to do is, along with the breath, I like to meditate. Now, I am horrible at it. I barely last like 2 minutes, but sometimes, when I really get in that headspace of breathing and just like scanning down your body and feeling, like accepting all the things you're feeling, all the pain and all the pressure and different things that you're feeling, it can really help you understand your body, and maybe even understand where your stress is sitting. Like if your shoulders, if you're going through that scan of, okay, how does my head feel? How does my nose? How does my neck? And you really feel that stress build up, like this tightness in your shoulders, you can use some light movement to help alleviate that, whether it's stretching or whether it's gently like massaging or putting a heat pack on that area for, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how bad it is. It could really help alleviate. And then let's say it would be great to do that right before you go to bed, because when you sleep, your body's lymphatic system is activated, which basically means all of the waste and buildup in your body is given a chance to excrete itself, just to get out. And so doing that right before you go to bed, allowing that space to be able to be unblocked and moved, will really help you the next morning when you wake up. And I really hope you'll be feeling refreshed after that. I feel like it'd be really great. Okay, let's see, what else do I do for stress? So I said movement, breathing. Oh, another great thing, music. I love music. So because I have POTS, my heart rate is really sporadic all the time. So I can't always listen to music that I want to, because some music is just really loud and chaotic and fast. And whether that's the beat or the tempo or all the different random things happening, like I cannot do like rap or hardcore or anything. It's just not gonna work. It's gonna give me a headache. It's gonna give me sensory overload. It's really bad. But sometimes I do, when I'm in that mood, when I'm in that headspace, and I know I'm in a safe place, like inside my house where I can really control all the things, I love listening to some, like, whatever, like, really deep music I'm feeling. Or if I really need to help my body breathe and relax, some piano type music, classical, love a good Beethoven. Just wonderful to listen to. I would definitely recommend. So I think those are all the things that I have. And talking to a therapist. Forgot about that one, so sorry. Yes, I have a therapist. Her name's Lauren. She's amazing. Or a counselor, if you have one. Like, let's say you are attending school, going to a counselor would be a really great option. Maybe you don't have the money for therapy or you don't have the access to it at the time, definitely would recommend talking to a counselor. So I think that's all that I have for right now about how I alleviate my stress. But if you can take small things and make small adjustments that you know would help alleviate or you know would help stop that stress from entering your body in the first place, I would definitely recommend at least trying it out, you know? Nothing's permanent. Things that work for me are not gonna work for you, but yeah, I do deal with a bit of stress. Okay, I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching.